We're going to do this. There we go. Hello,
God.
everyone.
Hello, everyone.
So, hello, Pastry. Yeah, technically,
Hello,
you're going to be the person I'm going to directly tell this story to. So, do you remember I did the hike from north to south of the Cairngorms?
Is that the one you filmed and there were seals?
No, that was Isla Skye where there were seals. There's another one where I also filmed it. It's on my wholesome YouTube. Storytime. I love Storytime with Rob. Thank you. So that was the one I done the first time round. There was a lot of stuff that happened on the Cairngorms trip, and I will glean over those to the specific tick situation.
Okay.
So we'd been hiking for a long old time. My feet had traditionally turned to mashed potato.
Is that like the mashed potato feet adventure? Is it that one?
No, every adventure is a mashed potato feet adventure, unfortunately, Pastry.
God.
In that particular journey, I lost 3 toenails over the course of the journey. It was 125 kilometers. It was a good time, and I had a blister that made it look like I had a second big toe.
A second big toe. You're supposed to have two, you know.
No, I mean on the same foot.
Oh, okay. Then that's not normal.
No, it wasn't great. I won't go into the details of that because you're not going to enjoy it. But
Okay.
and it's not connected to this story. One day I will, and then we'll share it.
No, please
But
don't.
so we were hiking, and we went to a place called Glen Doll, and it was on our journey. We were hiking from Aviemore, which is the top part of the Cairngorms National Park, which is the biggest national park in Scotland, and we were going to the dead south point, which was Glen Prossen. We got like I want to say like 100 and something kilometers across 125, and we just had this last little section. Yeah, so we found this spot next to the river, and we kind of got our tent set up, and we could see there was actually like a little house or a hut or something across the river, but we were just so tired. Well, it actually turned out to be a lot nicer than that, but we could see it, and we were like, I can't be bothered to check it out. I'm so tired. Let's just get the tents up. I want to take my boots off and make sure I still have feet.
He didn't.
And I didn't. No, I didn't. And we were sat there chatting, and then grifting out of the woodland beside us just came this guy in a ranger's uniform, and he's like,
Yeah, feet!
"Hello, my name's Ranger Neil, and I've been
Ranger
watching you
Neil?
for a while." And I was like, "Oh, hello, Ranger Neil."
Oh, God.
Here we go.
The hunter becomes the hunted.
Exactly. But then he actually just came to tell us that basically the place that we could see was a walker's lodge. And there was a car park that you could just about make out from where we were. And it's basically a place where walkers start, and they can go and do all sorts of walking routes from there, and there's a road to it. Which in the Cairngorms is a pretty big thing, because in the Cairngorms we've been walking for like 5 days, and we'd seen maybe 2 roads. Yeah, I know. And we got there, and then he told us all the stuff about the area, and he's like, there's actually some rare plants that are protected that are over there, don't go and touch them. And he wanted to watch us to make sure we weren't like trashy campers that were going to like chuck shit everywhere.
Yeah.
And we weren't. We're all bushcrafters. Leave no trace, everyone. The only people that leave trash in wilderness are trash.
Exactly.
Exactly. And there's a special place in hell for people who hang little plastic bags of dog poo in trees.
What the fuck?
I know, Pastry. It's fucking terrible. But so he explained all this to us, and he also said the glorious thing is like, also there's a toilet, and I'm going to leave it unlocked all night, if you know what I mean. And I was like, oh, I get to have some blessed porcelain rather than getting out the alone time trowel.
Are you sure, Celine? Is it not just an outhouse?
Oh no, it was actually a proper nice toilet. It was lovely.
Oh.
But then he also
Puffers
told
are
me.
going crazy. Damn it.
I'm sorry, it's the story. It's too much heat in there. But yeah, so they he was like, right. Also, this area is actually part of the Balmoral deer stalking estate, so it's like part of the Queen's royal estate where she hunts deer. I was like, oh,
Does she?
Cool.
On the back of a damn horse or some shit?
no, they just they basically, there's people who are deer stalkers and they will find them and then they'll set up and shoot them from range.
Oh.
But basically,
The queen herself to do it.
oh no, yeah, she does that. She'll shoot deer. Yeah, indeed, she'll fuck some shit up.
From her
Anyway,
crown
we-
with a shuriken.
Yeah, exactly. Just fucking throwing weeb swords from a hill. Anyway, we were sat there and we started chatting after Ranger Neil grifted back into the woodland, and we were like,
Neil.
classic Neil, and we suddenly sat there and one of the guys, Charlie, was like, Rob, if there are deer here, does that mean there are a lot of ticks? And I was like, actually, that might be a thing.
That could
We
very
better
well be
check.
it.
And he just kind of like rolled up his trouser leg and there was just like already 2 on his leg. And I was like, oh no. And he was like, Rob, where did ticks normally go? Suddenly, my prior tick knowledge became very important at that situation. And he was like, Rob, where do ticks normally go? And I was like, yeah, it's armpits and genitals normally, mate.
Are you
and he was like,
serious?
Yeah, they go to warm, moist areas. So yeah, that was a bad time. And at that point, we were all like, okay, we need to de-tick ourselves, I guess. And it was very much like the Bruce Almighty kind of taking off clothes thing. It was like, right, let's check each other. And we had a tick removal tool. You can get one for like £2-3 from Amazon, and they're like a little pressy tweezers. And you can tease them out. And we got the ones out of Charlie's leg. Oh god! Oh no! Mm-hmm. Warm, moist, and thinner skin, indeed.
Heads. You know, like their heads with the
No.
hair on their
No.
head.
Well, they can kind of get like tangled up in there, and they'll go in wherever they can get in, but they try and find softer places, especially the more juvenile ticks, because they can't bite through as much. It's lovely, isn't it? However, one of my friends just kind of was checking himself, and just kind of like looked up, and it was that face, and he was like, and I was like, oh no. He's like, I've got a tick on my balls, and I was like, oh no, oh bastard, I've got a tick on my balls. So, after a couple of minutes of him trying to get the tick off his bollock, he looked at us and was like, Grace, you know it was, Foz, yes. He looked at us and was like, I can't hold me junk out of the way and use the tweezers at the same time.
Oh, Christ.
And we were like, oh no, which one's the better friend?
Who's the better friend? Oh.
And I'm not going to go into the finer particulars. However, between us, we managed to help him get the tick removed. I'm so proud of myself right now. Yeah, the Hovis was a good thing there, Track9. So we got this tick removed off his nad. And another friend also said an immortal line that I would never expect to have been said in my lifetime, where he was like, Rob, we need to check for ticks. I'll check your bumhole if you check mine. I'm like, what? What? Oh no, that's a bad time. That's a bad time. That's a good, appropriate sound effect right there. So we checked this, and they were all naked, and I was currently.
It's my ball sack. Woo!
Woohoo! It's a ball sack right there, yeah. So they were naked, and I was Winnie the Poohing it. So I was just literally in a t-shirt. That was it.
No.
Yeah, and I just finished checking my mate's butt for ticks when I looked across and realised there was an old man and lady sat in their car in the car park, out for their dinner, just sitting eating chips, and they were just the whole time just going like, I imagine like, what are they doing? What are they doing? I imagine
I
like
thought they stumbled into a fucking cult.
they're like, "Hey, what's going on here? Is this dog in Margaret? He's looking up his asshole." Oh, man. Indeed. Noodle has come in specifically to listen to this, just so you know, Rob. Thank you. Well, Noodle, I hope you enjoyed that. And clapping. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate that. So that was story time with Rob. We'll go back to the game now. That is my experience with ticks. What the fuck have I walked into? Forever Rotting. I would go back and check this. I will make a highlight of this, as I do with every proper story time, and that will be the tick in car park scenario.
I'm never going camping again.